Kai Ren always claimed he preferred quiet mornings, but the Lumen Arc refused to provide them. Alarms didn't blare, they yawned. Lights didn't flick on, they buzzed like hungover fireflies. Even the ship's coffee dispenser groaned as if offended by being awake. Kai pressed his thumb to the console, waited for it to scan him, then waited again as it rescanned him, because the machine trusted no one before 900. He finally received a steaming cup of something that legally qualified as coffee, though only barely, and took a grateful sip just as the intercom chimed. A cheerful voice far too energetic for this hour crackled through. "Doctor Ren, please report to Docking Bay 3. Your new assignment has arrived." Kai nearly choked. He did not recall signing up for a new assignment, unless they were counting the paperwork mountain he was already ignoring. He set the cup down, prayed the dispenser wouldn't repossess it, and hurried down the corridor. The ship felt unusually polished today, lights steady, floors gleaming, drones zipping around as if a VIP was on board. Kai suspected he should have read at least one of the briefing messages he'd ignored. Just one. By the time he reached Docking Bay 3, the air shimmered with arrival field static. A small shuttle rested on the platform, delicate and silver, its hull etched with spiraling patterns that pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. A figure stepped out. Her ears were the first thing he noticed, long, elegant, and bioluminescent at the edges, glowing softly like moonlit silk. The rest of her looked remarkably human, though too poised, too graceful, as if gravity treated her more gently than everyone else. She carried herself like someone who had practiced every step centuries before taking it. Kai attempted a polite smile, though his face had never mastered polite, and often defaulted to mild confusion. "You must be the Serethi envoy," he said. "Welcome aboard the Lumen Arc. I'm Dr. Kai Ren, Xenobiology Division. I'll be showing you around, probably. Unless that's not what I'm supposed to do, in which case, well, we'll both find out together." The alien woman blinked once slowly, her ears tilted forward, glowing brighter. "I am Lisha of the Serethi. You are the human designated to accompany me." "That's me," Kai said, relieved he at least got that part right. "And let me just say, he gestured awkwardly, trying for friendly. "You look beautiful today." He meant it the way humans always meant it, politely, casually, harmlessly. But Lisha reacted as if he had activated a self-destruct sequence. Her ears shot straight upward, lighting in brilliant pulses of violet. Her posture stiffened. She inhaled sharply as though the air had just confessed a crime. The nearby dock crew froze mid-step, eyes widening. Kai's brain caught up 3 seconds too late. "Oh no," he whispered. "Oh no, no, no. Did I accidentally insult your ancestors or something?" Lisha stared at him with a kind of stunned intensity. "Human Kai Ren," she said, voice low, almost ceremonial, "you speak words of binding." "Of what?" Kai squeaked. "I was just being nice." She held up a hand, requesting silence as if she were preventing him from detonating another cultural landmine. In Serethi tradition, such words signify profound intention. They cannot be spoken lightly. They are a declaration of. A cargo drone behind them beeped loudly, interrupting the gravitas of the moment. "Warning," it announced in a chipper monotone. "DOCKING path obstructed by 2 organisms experiencing social tension." Kai groaned. "Please do narrate this." Lisha looked from Kai to the drone and back, clearly struggling to maintain dignity. Her ears dimmed slightly in embarrassment, though still glowing enough to suggest DEFCON-level emotion. "I must understand," she said carefully, "why you chose to say those words. Was it intentional?" "Absolutely not," Kai said. "Wait, no, I mean yes, but not that kind of intentional. Humans complement each other all the time. It doesn't mean we're making a pact or a vow or whatever Serethi do with glowing vines and chanting. We don't even have vines on this ship. Well, except for the hydroponics garden, but those ones bite, so, okay, I'm talking too much." Lisha considered this, her expression shifting subtly. Her ears slowly drifted downward, lights softening from frantic violet to gentle blue. Humans speak casually of deep things, she murmured, half to herself. It is inefficient. That's a very polite way to say reckless, Kai replied. A reluctant flicker of amusement touched her eyes. Perhaps. Still, she straightened, composed and unreadable once more. We must discuss this matter later, Kai Ren. Your words have activated a protocol, and Serethi customs require clarification. Kai swallowed. Clarification sounds safe. It is rarely safe, she said. Oh, but necessary. He exhaled slowly, accepting his fate. If diplomacy were a labyrinth, he had tripped straight into the center and fallen face first into the Minotaur. Lisha stepped forward, studying him with an intensity that made him wish he had chosen a different career. Or species. For now, she said, you may proceed with the tour, and do not speak any more declarations without warning. Deal, Kai said. I'll try not to accidentally marry anyone else today. I do not know that word, Lisha replied. But I suspect it is relevant. Kai sighed. It usually is. Kai spent the next hour guiding Lisha through the Lumen Arc, with the careful precision of someone trying extremely hard not to trigger another interstellar engagement ritual. Every time he opened his mouth, he mentally rehearsed 11 possible sentences and rejected 10 of them. The ship's corridors hummed softly as they walked, floor panels glowing with a pale, steady light. Lisha moved beside him in perfect silence, her long ears angled slightly forward in what he guessed was alert curiosity, though it might also have meant mild desire to strangle the human who ruined her morning. Crew members they passed tried and failed to appear casual. Some offered Kai sympathetic looks, others gave him thumbs up, because humans never missed an opportunity to encourage chaos. A pair of engineers paused to whisper loudly to each other. Is that her? The alien he accidentally proposed to. He didn't propose. Kai snapped over his shoulder, which of course made them whisper even more enthusiastically. Lisha regarded the exchange with a puzzled frown. Are they celebrating you? No, Kai muttered. They're enjoying my suffering. Ah, she said thoughtfully, a communal ritual. Not officially. They entered the luminescent gardens, normally the most serene part of the ship, full of engineered plants that glowed in soft blues and greens. Today, however, the garden drones had decided to engage in what their manual optimistically called enthusiastic pollination mode. A fine mist drifted through the air like glitter with a mission. Lisha paused, inhaling deeply. This space is pleasant. Your species cultivates light. We cultivate allergies, Kai corrected. The light is a bonus. A nearby gardening drone rotated toward them, its mechanical arms twitching with excitement. Visitors detected, it announced brightly. Initiating welcoming spray. Don't you dare, Kai warned. The drone dared. A burst of glowing pollen hit him squarely in the chest. Another cloud enveloped Lisha, settling across her hair and highlighting the delicate patterns on her skin. She blinked in surprise. Kai coughed, waving away the shimmering dust. I hate that thing. I've tried disabling it 3 times, but it keeps rebooting its personality module and becoming even friendlier. Lisha touched a pollen-coated strand of her hair, then looked at him with an odd expression. Is this part of the clarification ritual? No, Kai said. This is part of the I need to uninstall that drone with a hammer ritual. Despite herself, Lisha gave a small, soft laugh, a sound so melodic Kai almost forgot to panic. Almost? She grew serious again, ears lowering slightly. Kai Ren, regarding your earlier words, I have consulted the Serethi cultural records. Such a declaration is not reversible without explanation. You must join me in a place of neutral meaning. Neutral meaning, he echoed, like a conference room. No. Those rooms possess the emotional resonance of disappointment and fluorescent lighting. She gestured toward the deeper garden paths. Here, among growing things, this is acceptable. Kai followed her to a quiet alcove where a cluster of pale, floating flowers drifted gently in the air, tethered by thin tendrils to a crystalline root structure. They pulsed in soft rhythm as if listening. Lisha faced him directly. You said I am beautiful. To a Serethi, beauty is sacred, rare, spoken only with certainty. You must understand why this confuses me. I do understand, Kai said. I also understand that humans are kind of emotional toddlers. We say things without thinking, sometimes because we mean them, and sometimes because our brains panic and toss a compliment like a smoke bomb. Is that what happened? She asked. Kai hesitated, rubbing the back of his neck. Honestly, a little of both. You walked out of that shuttle looking like you stepped off a starlight runway and my brain short-circuited. I didn't know your culture treated compliments as destiny oaths. Her ears glowed faintly at the edges, a soft lavender. You truly perceived beauty. Yeah, Kai said simply, but the human kind. The kind that doesn't demand ceremonial vines or spiritual contracts. Just noticing, appreciating. Lisha absorbed this, her posture slowly relaxing. Your species is reckless with emotion, she said, but sincere. That's the nicest insult I've ever received. She stepped closer, studying him with open curiosity now instead of alarm. If humans speak such words casually, how do you distinguish deeper meaning? Well, Kai said, we have vocal tone, facial expressions, dramatic hand waving, accidental blushing. Actually, humans are pretty bad at hiding things. Our sincerity tends to leak out. Lisha considered this, glancing down at her own hands. Serethi have long avoided such openness. Our traditions protect us from vulnerability. Kai shrugged lightly. Sometimes vulnerability isn't danger, sometimes it's connection. Her ears tightened, the glow shifting like dawn warming. Your words are simpler than ours, Kai Ren, but not smaller. Before he could respond, the ship alarm chimed. A brief pulse indicating no danger, just a new message. Lisha checked the display on her wrist. The council has been informed of your declaration. Kai froze. The Serethi Council. Yes, they expect us to clarify our intent bond by the end of the cycle. Oh great, Kai muttered. I've been here an hour, and I've already started a long-distance scandal. Lisha tilted her head, studying him again, not panicked this time but with a kind of amused resignation. We will resolve it together. Together, Kai repeated, exhaling. Right, no pressure. There is immense pressure, she corrected calmly. Thank you, Kai groaned. That helps a lot. But when she offered him the faintest, almost shy curve of a smile, he realized something unexpected, something he absolutely didn't have the emotional tools to handle. He didn't mind the pressure as much when she was beside him. Kai had survived reactor leaks, exploding lab samples, and one very persistent space parasite that tried to adopt him as its mother. None of those experiences, however, compared to the existential dread of knowing the Serethi Council awaited the clarification of his accidental romantic oath. Every hour that passed felt like a countdown to diplomatic doom, and yet Lisha walked beside him with calm determination, her long ears shifting in thoughtful gradients of blue and silver. They reached the ship's central hub, a circular chamber of transparent alloy giving a panoramic view of the starfield. Normally it was peaceful. Today it sounded like a malfunctioning orchestra. Warning lights flickered, and the hum of the engines wavered uncomfortably. Two crew members rushed past them yelling something about a stabilizer tantrum, which was never a phrase anyone wanted to hear. Kai frowned. The core is acting weird. That is an understatement, Lisha said, checking a console. The readings indicate harmonic disruption in the quantum lattice. If it continues, the ship will perform an involuntary spatial fold. Involuntary? Kai asked. Like we jump somewhere random. Or everywhere at once, she said. It is not desirable. The ship lurched, and a cascade of hollow screens flickered to life. One blurry hologram showed Captain Terrace shouting over static. We need the lattice aligned manually. Now, Ren, take the envoy with you. She understands harmonic structures better than anyone on board. Kai glanced at Lisha. You ready? Her ears brightened in resolute teal. Yes. Clarification must wait until your vessel is safe. Great, he muttered. My love life is on hold because reality is unraveling. Completely normal day. They hurried to the core chamber, where the air vibrated with unstable quantum resonance. Lisha placed her hands on the crystalline conductor nodes, each one glowing in response to her touch. Kai stood at the console, trying to decipher systems that were absolutely not behaving according to their manuals. The hum deepened to a low, trembling note. The harmonics are out of phase, Lisha said. I will realign them, but I need you to stabilize the frequency. Kai laughed nervously. Sure. I'll just do the thing that sounds like it requires a physics degree I absolutely do not have. You do not need a degree, she said softly. You need trust. He exhaled, nodding. Trust I can do this. Or trust you won't be offended if I break something. Both. They worked together in a frantic, intuitive rhythm. Lisha guiding the lattice flow with elegant precision, while Kai adjusted frequency bands manually, overriding the safety protocols that screamed at him in increasingly rude alerts. At one point, sparks flew from the console and Kai yelped. That is normal, Lisha reassured him. That is never normal. Their voices overlapped, the vibrations deepened. And then, like a breath finally exhaled, the resonance shifted. The light in the core softened, the floor steadied, the alarms ceased their panicked singing. Kai sagged with relief. Did we do it? Lisha removed her hands from the conductor nodes. Yes, she said, you did well. He stared at her. We did well. Her ears curled slightly inward in a gesture he was finally beginning to recognize. Warmth. Gratitude. Something deeper she didn't yet know how to name. Later, after the ship returned to full stability, the two of them made their way back to the quiet lounge overlooking a slow-turning star. The thick tension of duty and crisis had faded, replaced with an uncertain, softer quiet. Lisha activated a communication node. One by one, shimmering projections formed. 5 Serethi counselors, their long ears adorned with ceremonial markings. They regarded Kai with expressions ranging from curious to mildly alarmed. Lisha bowed her head respectfully. Honored counsel, the human has come to clarify his declaration. Kai swallowed. If his heart beat any louder, it might trigger another spatial fold. He stepped forward. Counselors, I didn't know what my words meant in your culture. Humans use compliments lightly. It wasn't meant as a ceremonial vow. I didn't intend to bind us together. Silence. 5 pairs of glowing, judgmental alien ears leaned forward. But, Kai continued, clearing his throat, I also don't want to dismiss it like it meant nothing. Because it did mean something to me. Not a vow, not destiny, but sincerity. Lisha's eyes widened slightly. Kai pressed on, the words coming more smoothly than he expected. Humans show meaning through action, not rituals. And today, working with Lisha, trusting her, relying on her, I realized I don't regret saying what I said. I just regret saying it wrong. The counselors murmured among themselves. Finally, the eldest spoke. Human sincerity is inelegant, but true. If both parties accept this clarification, the bond is neither broken nor enforced. It becomes a choice. Lisha turned to Kai. A choice, she echoed softly. He nodded. Yeah, a choice. The council faded, leaving the room quiet once more. Lisha stepped closer. Kai Ren, if you wished, you could say your words again, this time with intention but the human kind. Kai smiled, a real one this time. Lisha, you look beautiful today. Her ears glowed in warm, radiant gold, not with shock this time, but something gentler. Then I accept the human meaning, she said, and I offer my own. He blinked, your own. She touched her fingers lightly to his hand, a Serethi gesture equivalent to leaning one's forehead close. You are harmonious. Kai laughed softly. Is that Serethi for beautiful? It is Serethi for you cause my internal frequencies to behave unpredictably. I'll take it. They stood together in the starlit chamber, the ship gliding steadily through space, no longer trembling, no longer afraid. Kai felt something shift inside him, something steady, grounded, unexpectedly brave. He had started this journey stumbling headfirst into cultural disaster. Now he found himself choosing connection instead of running from it. Lisha's long ears rested in a soft arc as she looked out at the stars. "What comes next?" she asked. Kai smiled. "Whatever we choose."